Alveno, shall we start?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning again, fellow Toastmasters. I hope you have enjoyed our keynote session. And welcome to the Mastering Free Toast Host session. Today, our presenter is Distinguished Toastmaster Alveno Smith. Distinguished Toastmaster Smith has been Toastmaster for 25 years, and he is a web developer and e-learning developer. Please help me welcome Distinguished Toastmaster Alveno Smith.
Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to visit with you today. I want to have a lot of good information that I can share with everybody. I'll be honest with you, the presentation was done a couple of days ago, but like a person with a new kid, I kept thinking of new things I wanted to add to the presentation as early as like an hour ago. So I'm passionate about trying to make this work for us, and hopefully I want to make this point is that you don't have to wait till the end of the presentation to ask a question. If you have a question, just say, "Al, I have a question," and hit your mic and turn it on and say, "Hey, Al, I have a question," and ask your question, because that if you ask it while it's relevant, we can make more impact than if you wait till the end and ask a question from something that was at the very beginning of the presentation. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay. Everybody see that? FreeToastHost 3.0?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, good deal, good deal. Well, all right, go ahead and get started here. Our agenda for today is basically going to answer these questions. Why do clubs really want or need a website in the first place? What are some of the benefits of FreeToastHost? Who will manage the club website? That one is really important. That question has come to me so many times in the past couple of years. Hey, we got the new FreeToastHost. I'm the new president. Nothing's happened in 8 months. So who's supposed to be doing this? Are you the webmaster for this? And no, I'm not. Every club will have their own club website manager. Okay, we'll talk about that. And I'll be happy to help any club web manager if they need help at any time. Okay, initiating a toast host website. How do you do that? Well, we're going to learn that today if you don't already have a club. And then we're going to set up the basic stuff. I'm going to walk through it all live. It's not just slides. Hopefully, if everything works right, I should be able to also run an active screen and you can kind of see what I'm doing there as well. And then website options. What are some of the options that we have with this website? What all can we do with this? And it really does a lot. If you hadn't played with it much, you're going to be surprised at the things you can do with it. Now, why do clubs want and need? I'll answer those questions in a second. But before I do, just by a show of hands, how many of you already have a FreeToastHost website? Okay, I see a few hands. Most hands popped up. I see a few that did not raise their hand. That's okay. You're in the right place because you're going to learn how to do that today. So to answer some of the questions I said earlier, why do clubs need this? What's the benefit? Well, the first benefit is going to be communicating with your fellow members. You're going to find out that there is an email feature that you can actually send an email to everybody in your Toastmasters club. If you wanted to send a meeting just to the club officers, you have that feature right there in FreeToastHost. And if you want to call and send an email, as a matter of fact, to a specific officer, you can do that through FreeToastHost. So it has a lot of great features. A meeting organization that has to do with being able to create really nice agendas so that everybody can be on the same page when you have your club meetings. Club business activities. So if you're going to have an open house or any event, you have a calendar inside of your FreeToastHost. And you can post those things on your calendar right there with no problem whatsoever. I'm going to regurgitate this later, but while it's fresh on my mind, a lot of people didn't know this, but every time you add your club meeting, like you do an agenda, that is, it automatically adds that agenda to your Toastmasters Free Toast Host calendar. So if you go to the calendar and you need a copy of your agenda and you click on your meeting for that day, the agenda pops up. I'm going to demonstrate that for you guys today. So there's a lot of cool tools and features that it has. It helps new, prospects find you. And I like that. You're going to see that on the club site that I have now, which is Class Act Toastmasters Club, we've now added our Zoom link to the home page. We're inviting people to click on that Zoom link and come and visit one of our club meetings. Think about it. If they have to send an email or try to call somebody just to get a Zoom link, that's going to turn somebody off. We only got about 12 to 18 seconds to get somebody's attention and make them want to be a part of that website. So definitely going to help with us being able to draw people into not only into Toastmasters, but into your club. Okay. And marketing, great way to market with this. You can do outstanding marketing campaigns with it. It's a cool tool. How do you do that? Well, you can post those right on your website. Right there on your home page, you can say, we're having an open house, or we're having a speech-a-thon, or whatever it is, and nice big text where they can see it the second they hit your page. Okay, so that's really kind of cool. Social media connections. If you have Facebook, you have Twitter, even a YouTube account, all of that can be accessed right from your club by then just clicking one icon. We have a Toastmasters page. You click that, not Toastmasters, we all have Toastmasters, but we have a Facebook page. When you click that Facebook button, it jumps out to Facebook and shows you Class Act Toastmasters Facebook page. We have a Twitter account, but it hasn't been touched in like 3 years, so I'm going to have to talk to Ms. Brown about how to fix that. I see you, Ms. Brown. I'm going to have to talk to you about how to fix that Twitter, because I don't have a clue on what to do with Twitter. Ms. Brown, as a matter of fact, has done something really outstanding. She's our public relations, is it public relations manager?
Yes, sir.
Officer. Huh?
Well, public relations, district public relations manager.
There you go. She's our district public relations manager. You've not met her. There she is. She's a brilliant computer person. She's actually created a District 43 YouTube page. And I've already taken the initiative to add that YouTube page to my club website. So if anybody in my club want to see what's going on, they don't have to go to the district's website or go asking somebody what to do or where to go. They all have to do is click that little icon that's right there on our webpage, and they're there. So having access to social media is extremely important, and you have these capabilities with FreeToastHost. Okay, so members benefits, that is, the FreeToastHost, are that members can actually self-serve themselves. But what does that mean? You can self-serve yourself. You can actually go out and get a copy of the agenda anytime you get ready. And if you're responsible for making the agenda, you can log in as a member and go out there and make an agenda anytime you get ready. I'll tell you one that a lot of people probably didn't know, but you're going to know it now. Many people have asked me, how do I create my own personal web pages that will fit on my website? I want to create a page that goes out and find a word of the day or something to this effect. Most people thought that you had to go through something that they call the what's it called? I just did so somebody ding me. The what's it called? The dashboard or something to that effect. I forgot what the exact name is. We'll all play with that in a minute. But you don't have to go into any special back offices. There's actually a link when you're logged in as a club member where you can create web pages right there that can be fitting right on your club's website if you want to be able to do that. And it said give the club a face. It does. If somebody says, well, what exactly is Toastmasters? Good question. They can go to your club's website, and when you build it, it comes with a lot of pre-created information already there about what Toastmasters is all about, how you get involved with Toastmasters. Those things are created. When they send you the link to the website, if you hadn't done so already, it's going to have all that there. So it gives your club a face. They know what it looks like. When they click on it, if your club officers agree to do so, they can actually see the pictures and the bio information on each of your club officers if they chose to do that. So there's a lot of great benefits in it. But I know we need to get to meat and bones here in just a little bit and do some fun stuff, and we're going to. So who is going to manage this website? Somebody's got to manage it, right? Whose job is it? Well, Vice President of Public Relations is often the first choice. Why? Because they're public relations. Okay, they're the ones who are going to be doing the open houses and all the different things that's going on. But if you have a VP of PR that is not techno savvy or is not interested in doing that, then really any officer that is comfortable with technology can do it. It don't have to be a specific person. I mean, I believe if you made it where only the VP of Public Relations had to do it, we'll have people stop being public relations officers. They said, I'm not doing it because I'm not going to do any website. So we're going to keep our public relations officers because they don't have to be focused on that. We can find anybody who wants to do it and let them do it. Keep in mind also the club has to decide who is the best to manage it. It's not just something like the president just picks somebody. If the president or any officer knows somebody in the club who wants to do it, they need to bring that to the attention of all the club officers so that everybody can be on the same page with that particular decision. Okay, they're going to build it. Long-term management of the website. All officers will have administrative access. What does that mean? That means that as an officer, you can go in and you can look at the roster of all of the club members that you have, which you could do that through Toastmasters International as well. But you have access to email information. I mean, there's tons of information that's gathered in FreeToastHost. And as an officer, you have access to it. You're going to see a page here in a little bit where you can actually go in and assign different officers to different roles. So there's a lot of great fun things that you can do with it. But who manages it? Whoever you decide. Okay. I'll go as far as to say that we haven't, if this has been done, and Dewey probably can answer this, if this hasn't been done, I'm going to suggest that after this class today, we might just create a class just for managers of FreeToastHost websites and record it. So if, let's say, next year somebody becomes VP of PR, Vice President of Public Relations, and they want to manage it, they'll have a video that can walk them straight through it step by step on what to do and how to do it. Now, who in the club benefits from FreeToastHost? Now, at first, I was going to say the VP of Education, the Treasurer, the Secretary, and then give you those roles. But that wouldn't be any fun. I want to have a little bit of interaction. But I won't ask you at this point because we're just not getting into it. So there's going to be some people on the call that's going to say, hey, I don't know yet. You know, I'm just now opening this package. I don't know what's going on. But I will ask you that before the end of our training today. And I'd love to hear some answers on what tools did you hear about that could benefit the treasurer, the secretary, the president, the vice president of the membership, as well as the vice president of education. Okay. So with that being said, here we go. Initiating the new FreeToastHost website. This is what Toastmastersclubs.org looks like. This is what the website looks like right here. So when you go out and go to Toastmastersclubs.org, and if you don't type in http:// it's okay. Most browsers know to add that to it. And in case if somebody just wanted to have something technical to know that you can share with somebody else, let them know you know something cool and technical. HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. So if anybody say, what is the HTTP? You can say, oh, that's Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Now I need a raise. I know some cool technical stuff. Give me a raise. Give me my raise. All right. So this is what it looks like. And when you go to the Toastmastersclubs.org website, if you can see this right here, there's going to be the things you want to focus on. You can actually see a sample of a club website, and you can see a sample of a district website. because they host not only club sites, but district sites as well. Now, our district actually have a full-blown WordPress website with all kinds of really cool bells and whistles itself. But if we did not have a district website, they could actually have set one up through FreeToastHost if they had wanted to do that. Now, if I click this button, because this is Zoom, I'm going to see if it's going to allow me to go out to FreeToastHost or not. And then I got to make sure you all can see it. I don't think I shared my whole screen, so you all still see the slide presentation. Am I correct? Yes? Or can y'all see my FreeToastHost page now? Website, a PowerPoint, thumbs up.
We only see the PowerPoint.
We only see the PowerPoint. Okay, so I'm going to stop the PowerPoint screen right now, and I'm going to reshare. And this time I'm going to share my website. See if I can find my FreeToastHost site here. That's this is one of those things you need to have already fired up and ready to go. I probably might need to close a few things so I can make sure that I can see what I need to see. I still have Eventbrite open. Can you all believe that? Okay. So that I can close as well. Just trying to make it where I can kind of see when I get ready to share the screen. I'll know what we're getting ready to see. All right. Hit that button there. And here. I'll do this browser. I think that's the right one. We'll find out in a minute. Now, do you see where it says FreeToastHost request a website?
Yes.
You do?
Mhm.
Good deal. Now, when I'm getting ready to click on a button that says see a sample club, and tell me if you see that pop on the screen. Do you see the sample club, the demo club? Awesome. So this gives you an example. So let's just say there's somebody on the call who say, Al, I like what you're talking about. I want a FreeToastHost website, but I don't have a clue what it should look like. I don't have a clue what it's going to take for me to make this thing do what I want it to do. Well, right here, remember me sharing with you some stuff that's already been created for you? Find your voice. These videos are already out there, okay? You don't have to do anything to make that come up. Now, this photograph here, you can actually add a photograph of your club right there. Right here is the home screen. We're going to talk about the home screen for the public section as well as the screen for the club members. All right. Notice right here, you see a couple of little buttons. One says member login and one says log into the admin console. I think it says site administration, which is the admin console, which is going to pop up once you log into it. That's the word I could remember a little while ago was the admin console. That's the word that I was trying to say to myself. So this button you see here is talking about the site administration. That's the button you're going to use to set up everything. Adding new members into it. That's another fun one I can't wait to share with everybody. Is if you haven't created the club yet and you have 25 people you need to add into the club, who wants to add that one at a time? Nobody wants to do that. So I'm going to show you a way you can add all your club members at one time. Then all you have to do is decide who the officers are and go from there. Okay. Now I'm going to get out of this one. And we're going to talk about the district's website. And this is what a district website would look like. A few different things, but overall kind of the same. But that's what you get with FreeToastHost, with the FreeToastHost. Now, going back to the FreeToastHost homepage, in a little bit, you're going to hear me talk about how do you sign up. When you go to toastmastersclubs.org and you scroll down this page, look at what you're getting ready to see. Look at there. That right there is your basically a form for you to complete to get your website up. So the name of your club number, your name, your email address, and on down the list. Now, why do they need your email address? We need to have the first person who initiates this has to have their email in there so they can receive the email welcoming them to their new website, and they're going to be the ones that set this up. So if you don't want to be the one to set the website up, then you need to make sure that we put the email address in for the person who wants to take on that responsibility. Okay, so I'm going to jump out of that and get back to PowerPoint. All right, so that's what FreeToastHost is all about. That's the website right there. You just go to toastmastersclubs.org, scroll down to the bottom of the page, and complete everything. And there's a few more tips, but I'm going to share those with you in just a little bit. But now we're at FreeToastHost 3.0. When I got first started, it was FreeToastHost 1.0. Then there was a 2.0. Now we're at 3.0. Who knows? By the time COVID's over with, we'll be at FreeToastHost version 25.0. I mean, you know, we don't know how long this COVID thing's going to go on, right? Okay, so let's go to the next page. Oh, here's some key points. I've already done it though. I demoed the club website. I demoed the district's website and talked about how to register your site. And be sure that you use your email address, and I stressed that just a little while ago too. And my point when it comes to PowerPoint, more than anything else, it's there to remind you to make sure you don't forget to say something. So that's what I use it for more than anything else. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get a person like a Leslie Brown, Brown who would watch the chat for me. I forgot to ask somebody to do that. So if you guys have any questions, I said before, you can unmute yourself and start talking, or you can put in the chat and then Ms. Brown can unmute herself and tell me what it is that you're asking about. But let me get a thumbs up if everybody is so far so good. You know what you can follow what I'm saying. Good deal. Awesome. And I'll keep going. Okay, so there's basically 3 access points to your website. You have the public access, what they call the main menu. You have the menu, the member access. That's where you get to go in and have access to things that regular people who are not a member of your club cannot have access to. And then you have the admin console. Those are the 3 things that you have. Now, what I was getting ready to do here is actually jump out again because I need to show you firsthand what your club website is going to look like and what you can do with it. Okay, so I'm going to hit this. We're going to go back to wherever I was. Let's see here. FreeToastHost, I think that's it. We'll find out in a minute. Yeah, okay, cool. So I just thought about something else. I think I have to make sure that it sees the actual page that I'm clicking on. All right. Can you all see a page that says account login? Yes?
Yes.
Good. So the account login page, as a matter of fact, is actually what they call free. Oh, that's free conference call, you guys. That's not what I wanted
I
you
think
all.
that says free conference call.
That's free conference call. That is not the page that I wanted you all to see. Let me go back again. And I'm going to type in Class Act.
So while you're Toastmaster Smith, while you're looking for that page, there was
Yes.
one question by Toastmaster Sweet. The
Wonderful.
question is, there was a club account that's more than 8 years old. She wanted to know, is there a way to reestablish that account, or do they need to start over?
Oh, that's a good question. That might be just a matter of, you know, sending an email to FreeToastHost and letting them know that you have a site that has been inactive and you want to activate it again. Because I'm pretty sure all the basic detailed information is there. Just let them know you want it. Is it not activated now? I mean, can you not actually log into it right now?
I don't think, well,
No, the
Basically-
members who were there at the time are no longer there, so we do not have the access code or the ID number. And we also changed our name, the club name changed. We still have the same club number.
Mm-hmm.
We do not know what email it was used and that type of thing.
That is a good question.
Alveno, I can answer that question.
Go ahead.
You go into FreeToastHost and request an admin reset. Before you do that, you go to the TI website and make sure that the email contact information is current in the TI website. You ask for admin access, and then the FreeToastHost will send an email to the email address that's set up on the TI website as the contact email. Whoever has access to that email, which is your current one because you've gone in there and changed it through Club Central,
Yeah.
they will be able to go into there and click approve for whoever has put in the request for admin access. Then you have current admin access. It takes 2 or 3 days for the process. It's very easy to do. Start out to make sure that your email address in FreeToast is correct. And then you request admin access. They send an email to that email address. That person gets that email, clicks approve. Then you've got admin access. You can go in and change your club name, anything else you want to change on that website. You now have complete admin privileges for the current people.
Good deal.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks,
Awesome,
Gary.
thank you.
So now, do you all see where it says Class Act Toastmasters Club 301-6857? Yes? Yes, please.
Yes, we can see it.
Yes, sir.
You do see that. Good deal.
Yes, sir.
All right. So what you're looking at is my club's website right now. And we're going to talk about how to change all this deep fun stuff. Now, remember I talked about you had a public area and you had a club membership only area. And if you look to the, I guess if you're looking at your screen, I'm assuming it's the left like me, you'll see one that says main menu. The main menu is anyone in the world can access the main menu. But the one that says members only members have access to this side. Okay, because you have some things in there you don't want just everybody to know. Okay, so the main menu, you got your home page. What I liked about this one was I went over here and went to free resources. And free resources gives them all kinds of cool information about public speaking if that's something that is important to them, if they want to get more out of public speaking. Okay, they can do that. And let's see here. I'm trying to make part of my screen is hidden, so we may have to do this. There we go. Let's get back to where I was. So I went to Toastmasters. Do that. See if I can do it this way. All right. So now, again, looking at the club's website here, there's our members only area. So that's where I can go in and do an agenda. Now, on the main, look, the calendar, the club calendar is right there. So if somebody really wanted to see what we're doing and when we're doing it, there's a club calendar. There's all our TLIs and here are our club meeting dates and everything, all right there. Okay. So they can see access, they have access to that information. Also on the home page, as I shared a little while ago, I was letting everybody have access to the Zoom account. So there it is right there. Due to COVID, we're not meeting. Click the Zoom link here. It'll take them straight to our meeting. And I thought that was important because, as I said earlier, if someone has to go through too many hoops, they're not going to do it. So if you feel comfortable with having your Zoom on the homepage, by all means, do it. You'll find all kinds of cool stuff. I have one for District 43, all kinds of neat, fun stuff. Now, on the member side, there's our agenda screen. So hit that button. That takes us over to our agenda. And there's our agenda right there. Let me see if it'll let me do this. It hides it a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, so that gives you our club's agenda and what's going on with the agenda. Okay, you can go to club members. You can see your club members. I hate to go through all of this because a lot of this is not important enough for that. But I like the email contacts. So if you need to have email contacts to your members, you can do that. Here's the custom web pages that you can create from just by clicking that button. You can actually go out and create a custom web page. Okay. Let's see here. And I'm going to tell you, I might be a really techie guy, but this thing right here and where my buttons are is not being real nice to me, but that's okay. I'm not going to be mad at it. All right. Now, you'll see this hammer in the background, the gavel. I'm going to show you how you can change the gavel to something else if you chose to do something. And notice this little box here that says member access log. Anyone in your club that logs on, it lets you know who logged on and when they logged on. That's a good one because you want to make sure that people are taking advantage of this website. If I go and look at this and I don't see any names, especially my officers' names, I need to talk to them and find out why you're not going out here. You need to be going out here on a regular basis and taking a look at all the cool stuff that is out there. Okay. So let me see if I can make this page come back like it's supposed to come back so I can see more stuff. Okay, cool. Now, there's another one I was going to show you here. You see where it has treasurer functions. So if I click on that, that then tells us our club, who our treasurer is, treasurer information. Our treasurer can take this and actually send notices and track payments. Think about that. From FreeToastHost, they can do it from right here with no problem whatsoever. Okay, so that's a really cool feature. And if all these things pop up, you're gonna get rid of them, just hit the little X and it'll go away. All right, but that was a good one to talk about. And again, you're gonna hear me say it later today, but because I have it live right now, one of the questions I get is I need more questions answered than what we talked about today. But you're going to see there's two links right here. One that says website support docs and website support forums. So you have access to people who can give you help with anything. Even that question that Dewey answered, which I'm glad Dewey was on the call to answer it. If I didn't know how to do it, I was going to play with it. If I couldn't figure it out, I can send you to that place and they would then go out and let you have access to whatever it is you need to have access to. So now, here we go. Notice I've already logged in. So you guys see right here, it says logged in as Alveno Smith. If I click on that, that should log me out, okay? So it says member login. That means I log myself out. Now, once your club is up and going and you want to log in, you just click on that, you just start typing your name. And once that starts, you see my name pops up and I have password stuff all built into my machine. So I just go ahead and do one of those numbers and do authenticate. And there I'm back now, as you can see here, club member. Now, I went on and launched the admin, what do they call it? They're going to site admin, and you're going to see this bar pop up that says launch the admin console. That's a really important console right there. Again, we're going to talk a little bit more about it in this slideshow, but since I have it here, I'm going to show you. This is where you're going to set everything up. Once you get a email,
Mr. Smith,
yes,
we have a question. We have a question.
yes,
In your left column there,
yes,
you have your email contacts, and at the very top, you have members only at the very top beside main menu.
show me
Go
again.
all the way to the top, you have members only.
Yes.
For those people who do not see those two tabs, how are you able to see both of those two tabs?
That's a good question. I'll answer that question right now. When I launch my admin console, I go to appearance tab. And under the appearance tab, so you can change all kinds of colors and different colors for different things. And one of the options that they have is right here. You can decide if you want your menus to be tabbed, and that's what I have, or you can decide to have them to be accordion, and they'll just slide up and down, okay? So that's where you change that at, the person who was asking. You just go to appearance in the admin console and change it. Now me, I like the tabs better, but that's just a personal preference. That's like liking a Chevy over a Ford. Somebody else might say that they love the accordion. So that's where you'd go and do that. Is just go right here where it says menu style, and you select the style that you want, okay, under appearance. There's a lot of other fun things you can do with appearance. Remember I talked about the gavel? There's my gavel right there. If I decide I want something else, I hit this little drop down list here, and there's all kinds of things that I can choose. See, there's the Toastmasters logo. You can actually take a picture that you might have taken. Let's see if I can find one of the pictures. There you go. I think that might be a picture. There's a picture of Peter Stuckey. I can have Peter Stuckey as my background. If you want your club president or anybody that's in your club or a team picture you got, you can make anything be the background. Where you saw that gavel, okay? You can change that background, okay? I'm going to keep mine very simple, and I'm going to stick with a gavel of some sort. There you go. See, that works for me, all right? And by the way, if I don't save anything, I'm going to be all right. Now, let me show you this. When you first get this website set up, you all, these are all the pages that are already pre-created for you. There's one for meeting information, meeting our members, all of these different items that will show up in your website. It's going to be automatic. But if you choose not to have some of these, you can actually click in these boxes to say, turn that off. Okay. I don't want to see quick rolls sign up. And so you can check that off. You want that, but let's say you didn't, you can take that off. To contact us, you want that, but if you wanted to take it off, you can. Okay. So once you made whatever changes you want, be sure to click the save button now, because if you click close, it's going to forget everything that you asked it to do. So you want to make sure that you click save anytime you do anything. And you can see here, you can change the sizes of backgrounds and things like that. You can do a lot of things here under the appearance piece. I'm going to go ahead and close that to get out of the appearance piece. Okay. So that's where we did it at, the appearance. Basic setup is important as well. When it comes to the basic setup, this is where you're going to have to go in and put in. This is the first thing you got to do when you get your welcome letter and you set up your admin console. You want to go in and fill this stuff out. The club's name, a description, okay? Keywords. So if someone wants to find your website, what keywords do they type in? In my case, you got to type in act or class act or class or something that's associated with our website or one of the pages that we have so they can find us a little bit quicker, okay? Now, we have what's called a website alias. Do y'all see that there? This is under the general settings. What does the website alias do for you is it allows you to give it your club's name. In other words, when you get your letter back that says, congratulations, you now have a website, it's going to have your club number, .toastmastersclubs.org. So that, in my case, that'll be 301-6857.toastmastersclubs.org. A lot of times people have a problem, many times people have a problem memorizing their club number, but they can remember the name of their club. So you can go right here on the website alias and put the name of your club. Now they can type in the name of your club, .toastmastersclubs.org, and boom, they're there. So that's a cool feature, and we use it all the time. Okay, and on down the line, your time zone and all that neat fun stuff. I won't regurgitate all of that. That's kind of self-explanatory on what they mean, but they all have kind of little descriptions to let you, to make sure that you know what they're talking about. Okay, as well. They don't just stick a field and assume you know. They do give you really good instructions. Okay, so that's the general tab, the basic settings. You want to go and get that out of the way. Your appearance, you want to get that out of the way. And if somebody would type in chat, what's one of the key things that we can change in appearance that we probably didn't know we could change? Somebody might answer that. I'll keep going. Somebody's going to get
Toastmaster Smith said, I'm sorry, Toastmaster Sweet said alias. Toastmaster Luzane said background picture.
Yes, it's the background picture. The alias is under the basic settings, but the appearance, where you can change that background to a photograph or one of the set clip arts that they've set up. Now, I think I'll say homepage last. Let's see here. Now, floater messages. What is a floater message? Well, when you access the website, there's two different floater messages you can have. You can have one for non-members and one for members. So if you were president distinguished, you might want to make sure that everybody knows. So under the non-member page, you can actually put in that we were president distinguished. Now, someone's not a Toastmaster wouldn't know what that means, but that this shows you what you could do if you wanted to. Okay, mine just has a welcome to Class Act Toastmasters website. That's all mine says. It's just a banner that floats around. You have another banner now that's for members only. What does that come in handy? Well, we use this when it's time for dues. We're getting ready to change this one now to say, don't forget dues is due. It's coming up soon, rather. Or as it gets closer, it's getting closer. Get ready to pay your dues, things of that nature. So you can actually have a banner for the inside, or shall I say members, and a whole different banner for the public when they come up. Okay, so that's kind of a cool feature too. You have a banner that floats around. You'll see mine here in just a little bit. Now, access settings. What is that all about? Well, that's where you get to decide who has access to what. Okay, so right here where it says select officers allowed to access membership management. Look at there. Boom, they're there. I can add more, take some away. So you could add who has access to what. You have that level of control as the manager. Or your club president, he or she may say, I need to make sure that our vice president of public relations have access to membership management. So your job is to go in and make sure that they have that access. So that's a really cool one as well. Okay. All right. So that's called the access settings. Administration. Yes. Go ahead.
Smith, I just wanted to just ask a question.
Yes.
Under the non-members floating message.
Yes.
Does it automatically do a spell check for you, or do you have to make sure that Toastmasters is
see. Nope, it does not spell check for us.
Okay, so Toastmasters is missing an E.
There you go. Where it?
Under you got classic Toastmasters.
I see it. There it is, right there. Thank you so much. I can save that. Is that in both of them, or just I only had it in that first one? So now I can hit save. When we go back to my website, it's going to be correct. So as you all heard me say earlier, my background is IT. I'm a terrible speller, so I always need somebody like a Leslie Brown around to make sure that I'm spelling stuff right, you guys. I mean, that's just where it is. So thank you for picking that out. And see how quickly I was able to fix that and hit the save button, and I'm good to go on that. Okay. And all this stuff right here is just things you can add. You can bold text, italicize text, underline text. You know, the basic stuff that you see all the time. That's what that'll do for you. Now, one of the things that you set up when you set up your basic settings and appearance, first is the administrator information. There it's me, Alveno Smith, my email address. So you want to make sure that that kind of stuff get taken care of and get thrown in there as well. All right. And here's some admin messages that the FreeToastHost people put out there for us to take a look at, all kinds of neat, fun information. I don't play with it very much because it normally pops up when you first log into the console anyway. But the main thing here is make sure that you identify who the administrator is and have the administrator password. It goes back to something that Dewey was talking about. You got to have this. Somebody has to set that up. Now, we do have web statistics. Some people like statistics and some people don't. If you like statistics, this is where you're going to go and identify what statistics that you want. Okay. That's your tools, meta tags. Meta tags, again, is almost like a search tool. I think they were way more popular a few years back than they are now, but they still work. But you can go here and do this. Myself, I didn't do a lot with statistics, but that's a tab I would actually suggest you go out and play with. Now, here's one that's called About Us. This is where you go in and put everything about your club. Well, no, that's everything about FreeToastHost. You know how we have an About Us on our websites and our district's website to let people know who we are? But that's what they're doing. When you go to the About, it's going to tell you all about who invented this thing, who created it, who are the team members right now, all of that. Remember I talked about your Twitter and your Facebook? It's right here under the tab that says social links. And look, I have my Facebook one there. I have my Twitter, as well as the YouTube link that Ms. Brown put together. Okay, and I'm going to click on those in a little. Well, with me and the way I have to do Zoom, it's probably not going to go to that particular page. It should have shared at the whole site, so whatever I clicked on works. But anyway, that's where you can add all that really neat, cool information, your social information. Now, by show of hands, using the little hand gesture that you have in Zoom, and Ms. Brown to see it, how many of you guys actually have a social site for your club, like a Zoom, like I'd say probably share Facebook or maybe Twitter or something like that. Instagram. I see some hands popping up. Cool, very good. So you can now tie those social sites to your club. Okay. So meeting information, directions, and that's when you're having the regular, in-person club meetings. That's where you put a lot of that information. How to get there, what floor that you're on, all that kind of neat fun stuff. So that if that had been completed, still good to go ahead and get that completed. Now the home page, here we go. Now we're gonna get to a little more fun. All right. I do have a lot more things I want to hit before time is up, but I got 15 minutes, so I think I can do it. When you click on home, the home page, that's where you go in and add all that text you saw me adding just a little while ago. If I misspelled Toastmasters again, I can go ahead and fix that here. If I wanted to add a hyperlink, that's what this icon here does, allows you to add a hyperlink. So that's how I was able to add a hyperlink to Zoom. If you scroll down a little bit, you're going to see I use the banner for our home screen. Come down a little more. This is actually a video. The purpose of this video is it tells the instructions. Click this video if you want to learn more about Toastmasters. A nice video that's already been created. Here's a picture of some of our club members. We call it a blast from the past. Okay, so there's a lot of cool things that you can do on your web page. Okay.
Toastmaster
Now,
Smith, question before you move off of this page,
Yes.
the home page.
Yes.
How would a novice be able to, per se, download that video on their home page?
That's a good question. You'll have an icon here that says YouTube. You click on that YouTube button and find first you put your cursor where you want that video to be on the screen, okay? And then you go up and you select Zoom YouTube, and then you go to YouTube and you go ahead and tell it that the YouTube channel is not going to go to YouTube for you. You've got to have already went to YouTube and captured that link to that video, and you'll post that link in right there and do an OK, and that video then would then show up on your home page or whatever page that you want it to go. Did that answer it?
I just want to regurgitate what I think I heard you say.
Sure.
I think that you said go to YouTube initially and find out what video you want to choose.
Yes.
And then you would right click on the address line and do maybe a Control-C to copy it.
Yes.
And then go back to your club's page and do a Control-V to paste it, or
that's right.
Click the paste word.
That's right.
I think that's what I heard you say.
But and the only thing I want to make sure they also remember is you want to go ahead and make sure you've already clicked your cursor where you want that video to show up. Because if you don't tell it specifically, it's going to go wherever the cursor is. That could be in the middle of some text or in the middle of something. So make sure you say, I'm going to click where I want this to go. I'm going to bring up another tab. And just as Ms. Brown said, I'm going to go to YouTube, find my video. I'm going to click in there where it highlights everything. As she said, do a Control-C to copy it. Come back to the Toastmasters tab and click on the YouTube icon right there. And it's going to pop up and ask you, what YouTube? It says paste your embedded code here. And it tells you in Toastmasters how to get embedded code too, by the way. If you don't copy the link at the top and it wants you to do embedded code, when you click on share, it's going to show you the embedded code and you copy it and paste that in right there. You brought up a good point, Ms. Leslie. By show of hands, do anybody want maybe a little short video one day here real soon? You don't have to come to it. Maybe I can make it and post it on, Ms. Brown could help me post it on her new site to show you how to add stuff to your website. Anybody want that? I see one hand. Okay, one hand's enough. So I'll do that. Yeah, somebody help me remember to do that. Ms. Brown, you help me remember, and I can create that video really quick. But that's going to help you be able to understand all these little icons and what they mean. When it talks about the different heading sizes, what does it talk about? You know what fonts are, but these little colors, man, boxes, icons. You go, what the heck is that? But the first one changes the color of the text. The other one changes the color of the background of the text. And if you're not careful, you click the wrong one. And you got a blue background with black text, and you're going to say, man, how did I do that? So I think it's a good idea. We'll create a whole video just on how to do that. Okay.
That's a great idea, sir.
All right, we'll make that happen. So I'm going to hit that. Go back to here. Go back to my console here. All right. So now we just talked about these tabs here, but I got 10 minutes to talk about these tabs. This is called the select a module. When you hit the drop down list, you have several modules. You have one that says website settings. Okay. And that's what we have there. If I go ahead and click again, I can go to membership management and look what pops up. All kinds of cool membership information. That's where all the people that you have that's inside of that's members of your club. They're all right there. And here are some of the cool things you can do when you have access to the members. If I click in this box to select all my members, and we're having a meeting, and everybody wants a name badge. So I select everybody's name. I'm right here where it says select the people and then select your tool. I'm gonna hit the drop down list. As I scroll through, one of the options, see, I can move people to guests, I can move people to different things. We're gonna have one that's gonna say make name tags. When I click on that, look what I have. It's right there. I don't know if it'll show it. Let me see if it will. Let me hit print. See if it'll show up. Does that show up where you all can see it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. We can see
Good
them.
deal. So look at there. There's name badges right in my club. I did it in 2 seconds. So you can actually create name badges that everybody have their own badge without you having to go to Best Buy and buy anything. Okay, you can do this yourself. All right.
Or created in Word.
Or created in Word. It's all right here in FreeToastHost. Okay. And I just want to make sure that you got to see that. That's one of the many things. Look at that drop down list, by the way, and see all of the things that you can do with that information that you have here. Okay. So now I said I was going to tell you how we can add several people. Man, I'm running out of time. There's so much stuff I know I wanted to talk about. I knew this was going to happen. But those are all of my club members. This is how we change different positions. President, vice president, all that kind of neat fun stuff. So let me go back real quickly. Boom, get out of that to here. And I just want to just show you a couple more things here. Doing that, we're going to have to go to my slideshow again and show you some things. So I want you to see how to do some stuff. But file manager, if you want to put the leadership handbook, the speakers, tool books, anything you want, you can add that to the file manager. Okay. So there's our meeting agenda settings. You can go and make some changes there in the very beginning. Dues management. You click on dues management. You all saw that a minute ago. I clicked on that actually from inside of the members only area. Same thing. Okay. Membership management, emails and contacts. That's where you go in and make sure that all the contacts and things are correct. So make sure that you know that when you go to the console, make sure that you go over here to this drop down list. You want to go get the details on members and things of that nature. Okay. All right. So let me go back to my slideshow because I have in the slideshow how you can actually go and here we go. So I'm going to run through these a little fast, but it's okay because this is being recorded. You'll be able to see everything. So FreeToastHost, it just shows you how to go to that start page. We talked about that. When you go to the toastmastersclubs.org, you fill out your information and you have a quick start button. Tell you step by step what to do and how to do it. Okay. The next one we have launching the admin console. We talked about how to do that, right? You click on the admin console button there and you put in the login ID and password. The login ID is always going to be the name of your club's number. You can always change the password to whatever you want it to be. Okay. We went through all the various options already to see all the really neat, fun things you can do right here. Am I correct? Good. And right here, it just talks about how you can go ahead and site administration. You can change your admin password if you ever need to. Some people change passwords every month or two. I really don't. I change them every so often, but not that often. Okay. So Here's some more settings. Okay, your website alias. We talked about that, didn't we? So we're good on that page. All right, describing your website. We talked a little bit about that. You want to let them know a little bit about what your club is all about. What is your goals? What are your vision statement? What are the things that make your club unique and different? That's what you're going to focus on there. Okay. And then right here, we talked about the administrator information. We've already did that one. Using your pull down menu at the center of the page. We talked about that. I'm trying to get to, here we go. So now we're going to talk about how do you get that list of names of all your new club members. You got 10, 15, 20, 30 names. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go out to Toastmasters.org, Toastmastersinternational.org, but I just type in Toastmasters.org and get there. I'm going to go to Club Central. When I get to Club Central, I am going to go over there where it says Club Roster. When I click on Club Roster, then boom, this pops up. Okay. One of the first things you want to pay attention to is what this calls a CSV file. That CSV file is an Excel spreadsheet that's text delimited. In this case, it's space delimited. It doesn't use a comma or anything, but it does have a space that delimits. Now, once you click on it, look at my lower left-hand screen. Did you see a little box pop up? Yours is not going to have a box on it, but it's going to say Club Roster CSV. That means they just downloaded this down to your downloads folder. Okay. Now you want to run that thing. All you got to do is click on it. You only have to open Excel. It's going to do it for you. Look at there. So Excel opens. You have all of these fields. You don't need all of those fields. You only need the name field, the email field, and the phone field. Those are the only fields that you need. The only reason why I shielded this is because we're taping this and we don't know who's going to see the video. So we want to protect someone's email address and their address and even their names if we can. Okay. So that's what that's all about. But you need to collapse those. If you don't know how to collapse it, shoot me an email or set up a video chat with me. I'll show you exactly how to do it. It's just a basic Excel thing. Tell you right now, it's just a matter of clicking on one or several of these, right clicking and saying hide. They'll hide. Why do I care about hiding it? Because once you hide it, there they are. Those are the ones you want. You want the name, you want the email address, and you want their phone number. Those are the three main things that you want to get. Once you shrink it down, it's going to look like this. Look how tiny that is. It only has 3 fields. All you got to do is click and drag to highlight all of those fields and copy it. Using the same technique Ms. Brown said, Control-C to copy. Once you've copied it, then you're going to go back to the admin members management area, and you're going to click on this box right here that says Quick Add. Quick Add is how you add people in the first place. If you had a new member that showed up tomorrow, and you're the administrator, you go to Quick Add, put in their name, space, their email address, space, and their telephone number. That's all you got to do. That's what's inside this box. That's what we just pasted in. Once you've gotten it pasted in, all you got to do now is just hit the save button. And a box like this is going to pop up. You see here? This is basically saying, hey, you know, you're adding these people. You do know what you're doing. Well, we know what we're doing, so we're not worried about that. Then once you've done that, kind of zooms up to kind of give you a chance to read what it's saying there. Once you've done that, look, the people that are added. Now, since these people are added for the purpose of this training, I just added 3 fake people. But what do you see that's different about those fake people? They have a line through their names. Whereas up here, there are no lines in the names. That's because they're going to have to opt in. So you got to send an email letting them know you have to say, yes, I opt in to be a part of this. And then you can start, then the strike will go away and you can start sending them information. But there it is. We just added people just like that. So you had 50 people in your club. You could have added 50 people in a minute. I got 1 minute, y'all. I'm so sorry. It's just too much stuff. Huh?
Alveno, when you add those new names through the quick add,
yes,
if you've got their email in there, the FreeToastHost will always automatically send them the opt-in email.
That's right, because they got their email address. They will get the opt-in from them. But to be honest with you, and time is up, so y'all might have to kick you out of here. But one of the things you're going to see is you actually have a letter that you can send out to remind them to opt in if they hadn't done it yet.
Yeah.
So now, way more stuff than I had time. And I do apologize, you guys, but I hope y'all got something out of this.
Toastmaster Smith, I didn't want to omit, but it looks like Toastmaster Smith and Toastmaster Emma may have had a question. Maybe we can address that question when we get back to the main room, or if you have time now.
I can do it now. If they don't kick us out.
We've got 10 seconds before they kick us out.
Okay.
I did not have a question. I take my hand down. Thank you. Good information.
Okay. Man, I don't